All right. So last time, you guys had gotten these parasails. They're magical parasails. You started figuring out how to use them. You decided to return back to some of the areas that you had previously explored, now with a little bit more mobility from these parasails. You discovered a pump within some large structure that seemed to be like an industrial structure near one of the inner pools of the central island city. You couldn't help but pull some of those levers, and when you did, you noticed that it controls like a pump, like a screw-driven pump mechanism of some sort, and it was a massive pump. And as you pressed one of the levers, it seemed to start draining, or the pump mechanism stopped altogether. As you flew outside of that house, you noticed that the levels of water throughout the cavern system were starting to lower noticeably. You guys made your way, sort of having done that, back onto the parasails, exploring more. You ran into some sort of invisible wall blocking you from exploring an area on the west side of the cavern complex. One that was blocking, like a platform of some sort that looked kind of like some sort of landing port of some sort. It reminds you of the shapes of the ports that you saw in Mechanus long ago when you guys traveled through those plains. Sorry, I'm trying to load up the map. There we go. Let me load up the map here. So yeah, on that left side, there was some sort of barrier that blocked you. You almost fell off of those parasails. You did regain your composure, deciding that there was no way past that invisible wall for now. You returned back to where the aboleth that you faced off against, that was sending magic missiles up out of the water and using psionic powers. You kind of derived that this must be some sort of aboleth in the water. You bypassed that area because it was completely drained of water now. And as you flew through it, you found this chasm that was certainly different than the rest of the cavern system. It was like a tunnelway that looked like it was going downward, that maybe used to be inundated before the pumps were lowered. And eventually you came to a massive vault door. This vault door had two huge statues on each side of it. And at the center of this vault door was a dial with gnomish letters and numbers that Finry immediately sort of said, hey, we had those numbers and letters from when we entered this complex. Maybe I can use those. So he started trying to dial them in. But as he did, the two large statues came to life. And you all basically were able to react. Lanray shot off an arrow. Modolfir readied his sword. And Finry attempted to quickly do the dial number with a sleight of hand check, but did not hit the DC for that rushed action. That is where we left it off. I have one correction to make from last session. Lanray arrow that had 7 damage behind it. Something happens now. It looks like it should strike through, even though it's a magical arrow. It looks like it should strike through, but as it strikes the large construct, the large stone golem, it doesn't seem to do damage to it. And just a meta, I will state that I was incorrectly applying a Pathfinder rule without realizing that it does not apply in 3.5 raw. So there's some sort of damage reduction that even the magic is not getting around.
Okay.
So with that, we'll return back to this battle map. And you all already had rolled initiative, so I'm going to go ahead and begin combat. Lanray, you are the first to act. You are surrounded on, well, not surrounded, but you are flanked on both sides by these two giant golems. You all are on your parasails currently. So each time you guys attempt a round, you will have to do sort of a basic line balance check on that parasail just to control it with your dex check.
Okay, so we're on the parasails.
Mm-hmm.
I take it we are even with in terms of height with the golems?
Yeah, you guys had floated up. Lanray and Modolfir are currently at just around 10 feet, just under, in order to get to the center of that dial. You guys were more like 5 or 6 feet, just kind of floating nearby. So yeah, you guys are, about chest height. I mean, the head of these golems is still taller than you and Max. It's pretty much even for Finry and Modolfir. Because like a huge character has like 10 to 12 feet in height usually.
Okay. And how much space is there above us?
This cavern system right here is only got about 45 to 50 feet of ceiling above you. It is not the same as the larger cavern system that you were in before.
Okay, in terms of my ability with flying these things, I mean, would I
Yeah.
have a sense or a way of trying to essentially take us above the golems so they couldn't reach us?
Yeah, for sure. You would have to do your dex check to move it. The dex DC is going to be a little bit higher to move it than to just kind of hold it steady. To hold it steady, all you have to pass with the dex check is a 5. But to actually move it requires a DC check of plus 10 or more.
Okay. I'm gonna as I'm gonna try to do that to try to basically get us out of range at least physically.
Sure.
But I'm
Yep.
also gonna try to like at the same token, it's kind of like a sort of an arc, moving away from them, and
Okay, yeah, I get what you're trying to do. So you're trying to like go upward to avoid kind of the ability for them to strike. Now, keep in mind their initiative is lower, so they do not get an attack of opportunity right now since this is round 1.
I got it. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Rolling an 8, making it close, but that is good. You have a very good dex. So yeah, just hold down where you want to actually move, and I'll move these characters for you. Because both you and Max move together.
Yeah. I mean, I would probably like with this view, it would be in like around here, but obviously higher.
Yeah, sure. So you're taking kind of the hypotenuse higher. I'll go ahead and set your elevations. You're trying to get as high as you can get, basically?
Yeah, essentially without hitting the top of the cavern.
Understood. Rangy guys want to get up. So.
And I feel like Max doesn't want to get into a fist fight, so yeah.
Not with these guys, for sure.
So you are able to get 25 feet up, both of you.
Got it.
On the parasail with that check. I'm going to drag the parasail with just so that it's clear that you guys are still boarded on it. Okay, that's your move action essentially. You used your move action to do that, so you still have your main action.
I mean, I guess I will try to fire again at the same one. I probably fired at, was it this one?
You did. Yeah, you did fire at the north one. Yep.
I'm going to try to fire at him again just to see what I can do.
Okay, game is unpaused now, so go for it. It's interesting. The game was paused, but you were able to roll the dex check.
Huh. Yeah, that is actually interesting.
Game pause is just for movement.
Oh, okay, cool.
And are these elementals or aberrations?
No, these you clearly can kind of tell that these are constructs. Okay. So, I have to remember with a sub attack because you just did many shot, right?
Yeah, I did many shot. Yeah, so it's like
I'm trying to remember if many. I think the total damage from a many shot is the damage, not the individual components.
Right.
If it was rapid shot and each one is a different attack, I would say each damage is separate. But with many shots, since it's like 2 arrows happening at once, they're kind of striking at the same spot. So I'm going to say that is a total of 13 damage in one attack. So yeah, as you fire that off, it's dead center, like it's hitting the side of a barn door to hit these guys. You do notice that part of that first arrow that strikes through is basically deflected, but then that second arrow like does a Robin Hood, hits it in the tail, and strikes through, causing some damage to bypass whatever protection this golem has. But it's like taking a tiny little chip out of, this massive statue.
It's like, what is this fly?
Yes. That is your turn. Max.
Yeah. Seeing that, and knowing that these are constructs, 90% of my spells are useless. So...
It's definitely hard to control a brainless construct.
So, what I'm gonna do... how far are we? This isn't accurate, probably.
The distance is accurate. You're at 35 feet, but let me put them at the plus 10 that they're at. Hold on one second.
Okay.
They're at plus 10. I don't know. Let's call it about 40 feet from Medolfir and Finner.
Okay. I mean, it's the only thing I can do. Is I'm gonna cast Elation, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that. So all of us get the bonuses for that.
Yeah, that's definitely in range, so I'll go ahead and apply that.
It's a... Will negate's harmless, so I don't think anybody needs to roll on stage.
Nope, yeah. I think that would only occur maybe in a situation where somebody is being like commanded by another being. Maybe you would roll that, yeah. Indeed.
I don't have any movement, right? Because I'm on the carpet.
You don't have any movement unless you were to try to hop off or get off of this ride, or take control potentially of the parasail.
No way. I guess I'm here.
Okay, noted. The joys of the combined ride combat. Okay, Finry had informed me he wants to continue to work on this dial. He's pretty much useless anyway since he's a close-range fighter, and he's very tiny. So he's going to continue to attempt at this dial. Each round that goes by, the DC is lowering on what he's having to hit for his open lock.
That's why I gave him a +2 on Dex.
Oof, he rolled a 2. Okay, as he's fumbling around and kind of looking back, the nerves of these enormous statues coming to life are affecting his normal listening. All the sounds and things that are happening around him are making it difficult to hear those little lock pieces snapping in place. And the dial is a little confusing. There's no center point, so he's really feeling around to figure out how to arrange these things, even though he knows which letters he's trying to strike. He is going to... he can't really move the parasail. He has to stay close to this door, so he's going to hold position and just tell Medolfir the best way out of this trouble is to stay and try to open this door.
Yeah, and that's what I yelled to him at the end of the last session, was like, just concentrate on opening the lock. And then I turned around. I'm going to try and provide whatever kind of, cover or backup I can for him, up to and including, depending on what happens, maybe trying to move the parasail to get out of a swing or something,
Sure. Okay, that's his turn, because essentially he's not using it to move the parasail. What are you doing?
Do these... Can I make a relatively safe assumption whether or not we're within, reach distance of these guys from where we're at?
Yeah, great question. So with a huge character using that kind of attack, double check. So yeah, their reach is equal to their space. So yeah, you feel like these guys could potentially strike you at the elevation that you're floating at right now.
Okay, I'm gonna grab with my. Basically, sword's gonna be useless here. So I'm a sheathe my sword, and I'm gonna grab a hold of the sail.
Mm-hmm.
For better or worse here, and then I'm gonna hold an action to see what happens, and if I see either of these two start to swing or in any other way aggress towards us, I'm gonna my held action is I'm gonna attempt to control the sail and lift up.
Okay, I'll allow. Yeah, I mean, it's not quite a movement. It's kind of taking up the movement one. I think in this case, that's acceptable. So I think you could do that. Yeah. Okay. So you're not readying to like strike back. You're readying to move. You have to have one or the other. You won't be able to attack if they. Okay.
Yeah, readying to move as in a manner of evasion, if you will.
Yep, I got it. Okay, that is your held action. Okay, so the one to the south is going to turn his body from the position he naturally was starting at as part of the cliff walls, and his focus turns to both you and Finry at this moment. So he's kind of like turning like this. He is, I would say, because of the elevation, even though these things are 10 to 12 feet high, for his arms to act as a slam action, he will have to get 5 feet closer. So he does begin to approach with his move, and he is going to strike at you, Midolfir, as sort of the most obvious target. So are you going ahead? Yep. Yeah, nice. Good time to roll high, because you don't have a great dex. Okay, so how far are you moving this thing out of the way?
Yeah. I
would
guess
say if you move it only 5 feet, potentially like you've missed this guy's attack. I'll say basically your reaction is to use the thing to actually get out of its range attack or its reach attack. And at 5 feet, Finry still could touch the dial. Any further than that, and Finry would no longer be able to touch the dial. But on his turn, he might be able to move it back, etc. So it's up to you how far you want to actually move.
Let's do that, because I want to leave him in the position to be able to still try and work on the dial, at least this time, right?
Yeah. Okay, so you're going to move up 5 feet, right?
Yes.
Okay. In doing so, this being essentially can't strike in this turn. 15. Finry's at 15. So instead, he's going to use his remainder of his turn to get 5 feet closer. So he is right there at the door's edge now, but that is his turn.
He can't do that.
Oh, you're right. He moved 5 feet, then attempted to attack, so he can't. Yeah, he does not have that that feat. Double check. Yeah, he doesn't. Okay. Yep. Thank you.
That feat is usually insanely hard to get. Like only fighters can get it, I think. The tree leads up to it.
However, this one now can react to your, higher elevation. It's going to take 2 steps forth. It's going to use its actual move, and he's going to take 1 attack against you, Midolfir. So, his attack. Oh, yeah, that's gonna strike. I'm not even gonna tell you the number that he just did. Let's just say that his strike is the size of his fist make it very hard for him to miss.
Yeah.
Even against your size. So you take 30 points of damage.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, these guys, when they hit hard.
Yeah, I figured. Fenry better roll high
and
on this next round.
They are lumbering and
That's awesome.
slow. Okay. Max, Landra, you see as that greater stone golem strikes down like a hammer with its fists onto Midolfir. What are you guys doing?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I want to get... So, seeing that and knowing that Max and I are not the most adept at close-range combat, I kind of want to take the Paracel a little closer to them to almost try to tease them, but not, like, get it to a... I don't know, like, kind of try to distract them by floating.
Okay, yeah. You can do that with essentially a feint. So you could use like a bluff to attempt to do that. Now, these things are stupid. They have no intelligence. So let me see. And I'll tell you meta-wise whether you would know that. I think with non-intelligent bluff checks basically cannot happen.
Gotcha. So I basically have to get into their line of sight and see if they even care.
Yeah, I would say essentially, feint falls into this as well. So, if you're another target in its way, it's going to have a random check to see like what is its target. So I'm not saying it wouldn't improve the chances that it wouldn't attack Midolfir or Fenry, but you're not going to be able to actually roll like a bluff check to make it focus on you. So you can put yourself potentially in harm's way, but it just does a 1 in 4 chance as opposed to greater.
Yeah. Well, why not? Might as well try it, because it didn't seem to care about the arrow I shot at it, right?
Yeah. So where do you want to move?
Maybe for the guy I was going after. Well, which guy are they both threatening? Midolfir and Fenry right now, from what I can see.
Yeah, this one tried to strike Midolfir. For whatever reason, the Parasail is somewhat hiding Fenry in this moment, but both of them targeted Midolfir.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'll just go to this guy and maybe try to like get out of around here.
Yeah, and you want to stay like just tantalizingly close out of his range.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, give me the dex check to see if you're able to control it. That should be good. Yep, you're able to. So you guys move over to here, and to get completely sort of safe of his range, I would say you need to be at 30 feet now.
Got it. Okay.
No, that's way off. At 25 feet, you're still well above him, because, a person who's 11 feet tall, let's say, would have kind of a reach of like 15 or 16 feet. So if your feet are at 25, you guys are good. Unless you want to have more buffer.
So we're 10 feet from him, or 25? Like,
yeah, he would have to he would have to really get a good jump off the ground, which these guys look pretty heavy-footed. So, and try to strike you like that.
Yeah.
Okay, but it will factor into where his focus is. So you don't want to take any actual action?
I mean, now that I'm closer, I think I'll just fire another set of arrows at him to try to distract him,
Any specialness in those arrows, or you're firing off your standard arrows, no arcane magic, anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have much that I can put into them at this point.
Okay.
I mean, I guess one question, GM, sorry. Do I see any plants around?
No, this cavern's definitely like free of any potential any plants. It is.
That's kind of what I thought.
Yeah.
Just checking.
Yep. Dog is going crazy right now. Right. So with that, the 22 definitely strikes, and again with the many shot, I'm combining them as one total damage. So again, you strike through it. Some of it is blocked. A significant portion of it is blocked, but some of that damage does go through. About half of it goes through, a little bit under half. Yeah, if you maybe stayed here out of range for an hour shooting these at it, maybe you could take it down, but they are not doing enough damage.
Right, to make a difference.
Yep. All right, Max, you are closer to this thing, but you do feel safe out of its way. What are you doing?
I want to do a Knowledge Arcana, since this is a construct. It's obvious, right?
Yeah, it is. Yep.
And I want to see if I can get information about its immunity.
Yeah, you can do that as a free action. Yeah, with that check, you do recall, like you've done a lot of study on these kinds of construction elements. Stone golems typically have damage resistance to pretty much everything but adamantine. Spells and things will strike it still, but magical weapons that rely on kind of enhancements will not bypass that.
So they're not like immune to magic.
No, spells will still affect it, yeah. Like actual spell energies will still affect them.
Okay, so this is not like an SRD stone column.
It is. That's the part where Pathfinder and 3.5 differ. So essentially the way I understand the raw on this is if your weapon has magical enhancement on it, but it still physically strikes, the damage reduction is still there. But if you had like a flaming sword of fire, the damage reduction would apply on the physical damage, but the fire would still have applied to the being. And the same thing applies with spells that have like a physical, spell damage to them. Pathfinder has a rule in it that I got mixed up where the adamantine can be bypassed with depending on the enhancement bonus.
Okay, I mean the SRD. Okay.
Yeah.
The SRD one is actually immune to all magic. That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna play where the spell effect magic goes through.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, in that case, I'm going to cast Slow on these two. They're both within range, I believe. They're not 30 feet apart from each other. And the hypotenuse here is still under 45, right?
Yes, it is.
Cool. So that's my action. They do get spell resistance if they have it. Do I need to roll that?
They do not have spell resistance, but he will get a chance to negate the will.
I got a
Damn!
3/4 chance of it working.
He is just barely able to negate the slow.
Who?
The stone golem.
No, I'm targeting both, man.
Oh, you're targeting both? Oh, yeah. Thank you. I forgot slow is an area effect. So the second one on the right.
Well, it's no two can be more than 30 feet apart from each other.
Right.
The distance.
They both rolled 5s to get exactly the number needed. That's ridiculous. I mean, it's a high probability, obviously, but there should have been a 50-50.
Hold on a second. They have a plus 14 to will. That's a lot.
No, I'm double checking.
I don't know if that's right.
Hold on.
Maybe it is. I don't know. These aren't. Yeah. I don't know.
Checking
nothing.
the construct. Yep,
Okay.
they do. They are very high level constructs, and constructs have goodwill. I just had to double check that. But yeah, these
Okay.
are not just regular stone golems.
Yeah, SRD stone golems do not have goodwill. So
They do.
That's plus 4.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
The stone
Well, that didn't
golems-
work, and I don't
Yeah.
have movement, so my turn's over.
Let me double check something. Stone golem.
Stone golems have like plus 4 to will.
Yeah, but if you look at the construction based on their HD, that is on a construct they have good. Like the construct template has goodwill.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, that is your turn. Now back to what should theoretically still be attemptable here. Finry is going to hang tight on, basically like kind of crouch a little bit and attempt this open lock. With each round, it is getting easier for him to do so.
Not if he rolls 2s. I'm sorry.
Yeah, for real. Okay, why was that hidden? With everyone. Okay, with that roll, he is able to open the lock as he feels it. He's like, I think I've almost got it. I think I've almost got it. And then everything clicks into the right place. He yells over to he tells Medolfir, I'm going higher now. We got to get away from these stone golems. So he is going to attempt to now move upward.
Get ready for the pain.
Oof.
If I feel it, like
He fails
Yeah.
to move. He fails to move it, and as he's sort of getting up to control the parasail, he kind of slips. So, Medolfir, you are the only one in the ability to control this parasail in the next round. He is not falling off of this, but he is not in control of the parasail currently
yep. Okay.
for one round. That brings it to you. Okay, yeah. You are able to take it. Which direction do you want to go? Up or horizontally? Where are you going?
Straight up and out of these guys' reach
Okay.
as best I can.
Now that they have
Yep.
had their action, they are going to take an attack of opportunity against anyone
Yep.
leaving their threat range. So you're just going straight up then, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Tell me, to me that's the best, most direct route to get as far away from them as possible.
Sure, yeah. Okay, so here's the attack of opportunity with 1. Okay, 29 to hit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
I don't think any of us have that happen AC, so
you take 21 points of damage
at least I'm
from the one on the left. And this one's going to target Finry. Since Finry is the one that's in its range when it's 15 feet up. And that it will strike Finry for 28 points of damage. Finry's looking rough, but he's okay. So you all are able to take up off the ground. You want to go like 40 feet up, or do you want to just be out of their range?
No, as far up as we can go in the movement round.
Okay. Yep. So.
Ideally, up. I don't know if we discussed it. Is this a little like? Is this an actual opening, like a vent or some kind?
We did discuss it previously. So it's not a vent. It's kind of just like a panel, but it's not actually see-through.
Okay.
There's no transparency to it.
I'm still curious. Like, basically, I want to, since we're going straight up, effectively, we're going to be near that. I want to see if there's anything when we're close to it that maybe we didn't see from a further distance. Any kind of inscriptions or anything. I know I can't read them, but just noting whether or not they're there.
Give me a spot check.
The normal spot.
Okay.
Yes. Fairly okay at this.
As you fly up, the door currently is doing this kind of like spiral movement. It's taking a while to open, but it is opening slowly. You hear the grinding of metal gears and movement occurring. As you fly up close to this panel, you notice that there is light now coming through the mesh panel. There seems to be like a steel fiber created behind the large picket bars. That previously, when it was so dark, it looked like it was completely opaque. But now with light coming from behind it, you can see that like greenish blue lighting coming through. You also see some strange symbols that you cannot read and don't look like the kinds of symbols that you typically see.
I'll just be like, Max, there's stuff here. There's those word stains.
Okay.
You have to get closer.
Right.
Stay high. Also, just FYI, I'm expecting a call here in a minute from the city. So
Sure.
when it comes in, I'll have to take it. Just letting y'all know ahead of time.
No worries. Okay. With that, the door opening slowly. It looks like it'll take about a round for it to completely open, but there is just the slightest opening occurring. I'll draw it. Kind of in this corner as the circular door starts to open up by spinning down and to the right a little bit. Max, you see this, as does Lanray. Medolfir and Finri are above that spot right now, even though the perspective of this drawing is making it a little confusing. So the mechanics of it is, if you were trying to hit that hole, it's going to be like Independence Day, but in reverse, where the hole was getting smaller. This one's getting bigger, so as time goes by, the DC necessary to control the parasail to go through is going to get easier and easier. This is just above, this little corner right here is just above the threat range of the two stone golems, and that will remain the case as it opens further and further, just as a heads up. Let's see. Stone golems. These greater stone golems. This one, seeing that there is nothing that it can defend against anymore behind it, in front of it, is going to turn back around towards whatever gnat is shooting arrows at it. He is going to attempt to move and swat at you, Lanray. Even though you are high up, it does have a small chance of making a standing jump, enough to reach you. Not with a 1 though. He fails to be able to, as he tries to swat up, you're just outside of the range of this golem, and he's unable to hit you. That is its turn. This being is going to stand more as like a sentry at the front of this door. It seems to have a purpose in defending this door. They didn't awaken until the door started being messed with, and he just moves and holds action. That is his turn. So Landry and Max, ever closer below you now. You do see that opening of the door at that size, as well as Medolfir and Finry up high. What are you guys doing?
I mean, I guess we would probably yell to Medolfir and Finry to let them know that the door is opening in case they can't see it, and then I mean, the door opening, I imagine, is not big enough yet for us to go through.
Yeah, so the DC to control, the biggest issue is like, yeah, if you were right next to the door, you could squeeze through, but it's up in the air, you have to use the parasail to get through it. So the DC to get through it right now is a DC 20 check. You're essentially trying to control the parasail to a finiteness, to not have it wobble as you go through that kind of a size hole. So you could do it with a DC 20 check, but failure could, potentially have repercussions.
Yeah. I mean, I look to Max since we're on the same plane, and as part of an action, I just asked him, I think we should get closer, but not try to go through yet.
Max, I'd allow like a free action here if you want to converse.
Yeah, closer would be good. Medolfir said something about writing. Maybe see it from closer.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you want to maybe go closer to this panel then instead?
Yeah, basically closer to where they are,
Okay.
just so we can try to essentially go through together.
It's a lot easier DC check, so go ahead and try to control the parasail with your dex check. Boy, it hovered on that one for a second, but you are able to move it.
Yeah. I was just waiting for the one.
Yep. You guys are able to move it quickly over to this side. It is going to take up your entire turn, Landray, to move it all the way over there. You guys are now at 40 feet. So, Medolfir and Finry kind of observed it on their way through. You guys are still below them. They're kind of above you and up to the left a little bit. That is your turn. Max, you are close enough to this panel to inspect it.
Yeah, what do I need to roll to figure out what
languages do you speak?
Talking about? I have Common, Dwarven, Elven, Giant, and Orc.
Okay. You do not understand the language that this is written in, but it does appear to be in some form of language. So I believe you can do a decipher script check against unknown languages. Just double checking that. See what you for an unfamiliar language.
Words are words, but they don't word to you.
Yeah, so you are able to use this for unfamiliar language or message if you wish to do a decipher script check against it.
Deciphering a single page of script takes 1 minute.
This is very short, so what you see looks to be like a simple message at most. So I would say in this case, because of how short it is, it would essentially be, I'll even say it's instantaneous. It's not even a standard action.
Okay. I mean, that's fine. I'll roll it.
Yeah,
14.
It is maybe 1, maybe 2 words. You scan it very quickly.
I wouldn't allow someone to use this on such short text because the whole decipher thing is like
multiple.
You're like using you're deciphering. You need a lot of text to decipher. But,
well, the good news is you didn't pass it anyways. As you scan through it, you're like, this is not intelligible. I will, however, say you have had enough exposure to Gnomish language to at least recognize that it is Gnomish. You've seen Gnomish language all over this cavern. Finry has pointed it out several times. You do believe this is Gnomish writing.
So, because I know that it is language, and I suspect, is there a way for me to determine if this is like important text, or if it's just sort of like, watch your head,
It kind of looks like signage. It looks kind of like signage. Like it might tell you something about what this thing is more than anything. It doesn't seem like it's instructions. Instructions wouldn't just be 1 or 2 words. So yeah, take from that.
It says it says "Don't dead, open inside."
Hey guys, should I give myself gnomish understanding for a bit? Like, is this worth a scroll for me to figure out what these 2 words here mean?
What say you?
Yeah, I guess why not?
Yeah.
All right, I pull one of my 2 comprehend language scrolls out, and I use one.
Okay. Okay. So, as you quickly, using your action, you now like refocus your attention to the text, and it's clear as day now in Gnomish writing. It says, portal platform. And it has like a symbol that looks like just a directional arrow pointing inward to the tunnel. It says portal platform. And the context of the word portal here in Gnomish, is it just like door, or is it like magical portal? That's the tricky part. So as you see that, and these are big text. Like if you were on the ground, now that you can recognize the Gnomish language and you were focused on it with the light coming through from the back, like you could have read this on the ground had all those components been in place. So that just as a heads up. In terms of the context of it, that word in Gnomish with this scroll going, means both the sort of metaphysical transference portal, like you would either interdimensionally or magically transfer to another location, but it also literally means door as well. In that way, the context is not able to be derived, but it's one of those 2 things for sure. Man, it's almost like Gnomish is like just an offshoot of Common. Yeah. And they just like very much changed the pronunciation. All right. It's just like how in Spanish the word for law, like law and the direction right, also are the same word as in English. That's because they're all from Indo-European. But yeah. At some point, you have to do the anthropological background of how the Gnomish language and Common must have come about. Yeah. Max sort of says, all right, so this is either a door, it's going to take us to some sort of magical gateway. So, I mean, I don't know why they put the sign up. All right. That's it. That's my turn. Okay. So, Finnery is up next. He is going to regain his composure. Since Midolfir was able to gain control of the parasail. And he's going to look at you, Midolfir, and essentially say, should we go for the small opening or should we give it time? Keep in mind, if you give it time, these golems might find a way to climb up or otherwise, get towards you guys.
Say maybe one more round? Maybe?
Okay. Finnery goes and he kind of looks at the golems and he's like, we're out of their reach right now. I guess we can... you guys are basically at the ceiling top right now. Like right up above your heads is the ceiling. So they certainly would have to climb quite a ways to get to you.
Like one more round just to give us a better chance to get through at the top of the opening of this to stay out of their reach.
Okay.
While not making it super difficult to get through.
Noted. He will hold on.
I'm also going to position myself to assist in control of the magic carpet here if such assistance is needed. So.
Okay, noted. So, as you hold your turns, they are going to start trying to climb up these rock cliffs towards you all. Okay. The one
What
on the
about?
left.
Hold on. Well,
Mhm.
I was gonna say, what about we move like some distance out from it to see if they try to move that way,
Okay, yeah.
and then
You can do that.
and then next round when the opening is open a little bit better, then move into it. Does that make sense?
So I'll retcon a little bit since nothing's happened here. I will go ahead and roll his dex check. Oh, he got a nat 20. Okay, you guys, he would have made it through. But yeah, instead you guys do move over to here. You're staying at the same height, or are you coming down a little bit?
No, at height.
Okay.
No down.
At the very ceiling of this space, you all do expertly move here. Instead of climbing adjacent to the doorway, the golem is going to slightly move underneath you all and begin climbing up right here, as you all are its primary target right now, it seems, each time I check. He was successful in his climb check, so he's able to go up 1/4 of his speed, which is not much. It's, he starts basically just climbing 5 feet. He is off the ground. His feet are into the rock face as he's climbing up. That is its turn. This one, however, let's see. Okay. He is going to just take a 5-foot step this way and start climbing up towards you all along this cliff face here. Still only gets, since he had to take 5 feet to get to the edge, he still only gets one turn, or one action to climb. So he climbs. That is successful also. He also climbs up 5 feet. Okay. At 5 feet of height, if somebody were to try to go through here, he would not be able to reach that corner. But as this door opens at the top here, if you were to go through this side, he would be able to reach right now. Just as a heads up. And with that, the door does open further. The total limits of the door open now are...
This golem can climb hands-free?
Yeah, he's climbing basically with one hand. He's basically climbing and then kind of gripping onto the rock as he climbs. So, like, he's got his foothold. There's enough kind of rocky ledges here as it goes up that he's able to get his feet centered and hold on with one hand and swat if he needed to. In doing so, he's taking a pretty significant penalty. Okay, Lanray, you see that this is opened up substantially more now. The DC to get through the bulk of it would just be normal movement DC. If you're trying to stay in the corner that this guy can't reach, it's still a pretty high DC. So, do you wish to try to go through it now?
No guts, no glory, man.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I feel like the longer we wait, the harder it actually is going to get for the golem.
Mm-hmm.
So if we go through the larger opening, we'd be exposing ourselves to an attack of opportunity, you'd say, like, based on how we perceive.
Yeah, I mean, essentially the way mechanically this will work is you can try to go for the smaller opening, since you know that that is out of his range. It'll be a higher DC. If you don't hit that DC, but you're still able to move it successfully through the rest of the hole, he'll get an attack of opportunity if it's a lower DC that you're going through the rest of the hole.
Right. Okay. Yeah. That was where I was going with it. Like, it basically the risk of just total collapse is somewhat less, but if we he could kill us via the attack of opportunity. So,
the chance of slamming into the door and falling off are much less now. You're just basically trying to pinpoint where you're going through now.
Yeah, and of course it's gonna happen. So I just look at Max and I say, "Hold on to your butts."
Nice.
Max proceeds to hold on to his butt.
Oof.
Good God.
Bare minimum to move it. You do get it successfully through this hole, but it is in position that he is able to go, because essentially as you come down, you get into his attack range as you slip through this door. He is going to get one attack on you, Lanray.
Just give us a little push. Come on.
Yeah. Ooh, he rolled pretty low. A 23 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay. You take 36 points of damage as his fist comes through, clearly affecting your control of the parasail, but you're able to hold on and get through there. You are able to make it as far as 10 feet into the tunnelway that's beyond if you wish.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So you guys are actually, and this gets really tricky with perspective, you guys are actually sort of through here. I'm just making note that you're in the tunnelway, and you are down to 20 feet right now. Okay. That is your... oh, no, you still have an action if you wish to use it. You do still have line of sight to the one back here that's climbing, but the doorway, now that you're 10 feet within the tunnel, is blocking all line of sight to the other golem.
Yeah, no, I mean... And do I see anything in front of me that would be worrisome or...
Not worrisome. You see a long, almost like utility corridor ahead of you. There are various conduits on the ceiling made of steel. The only thing that you can think of is in the very fancy bathhouses of Terthus, there are these kinds of pipes that fill in and fill up those bathhouses with hot water that's created elsewhere. It's very similar to that. Very unusual sort of material at the ceiling, and then a long line of lights that go as far as you can see. It's almost like a liminal space.
Okay, I'm gonna hold an attack action, either just in case something randomly comes and pops out, but with my eye back towards the door in case I can do something to help Adolphi and Finry.
Okay, sounds good. That is your turn, Max. As you guys enter this tunnelway, you having avoided all the strikes of these constructs, what are you doing?
Is this a dark area, you said?
No, it's well lit now that those lights on the ceiling, and you can see they are those kinds of small Whitstone lanterns that have suddenly come to life for some reason.
Okay. First things first, on the rate of opening of this door, how long do I think before the door is big enough for the golems to just walk through it?
In another round, the golems will be able to walk through it, but it won't be this upcoming. It'll be at the end of next round they'd be able to walk through it.
Okay. All right. I mean, can I look? What can I do? Can I look around in here? What's?
Yeah, I mean, you see these same kinds of large circular piping materials on the ceilings surrounding the lights, running just endlessly down the shaft. You do get the feeling that there's a slight slope upward to the shaft. Beyond that, if you want to do spot checks to recognize anything unusual in here, you can try.
Does the tunnel, is it straight as far as I can tell, out to the distance that we can see? Is it just going in a straight upward incline?
It does feel that way now. Right now, you're sort of focused on the whole picture of it. Maybe there's some intricacies that are small that you aren't seeing, but it is, like I said, a very liminal kind of spaceshipy feeling of just an endless shaft going forth.
Hey guys, I'm gonna be off mic for a few seconds or for a few minutes. Basically, I had a family pet pass away last night, and I've got someone to come in to collect their remains.
Okay.
Trust me, I'm not. But anyway.
All right, understood. No worries.
All right. In the meantime, In the meantime, when it's our turn to fly through, essentially, I'm just gonna try to assist in control of the carpet to whatever end that may have for us. So,
Okay. Yep.
but yeah, I'll let you know when I get back.
Okay. So Max, no end in sight from what you can see right in this 10-foot immediacy.
Okay,
through the
but
doorway.
from what I can see, it doesn't seem to bend.
No. No. Yep.
Can I do like a, I don't know, like a geography or something to figure out like what general direction is this going? Is it going back towards like the city or back towards that ship or?
Yep. Yeah, you could definitely do that.
Is it geography?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. With that, you essentially understand the cardinal directions that you've turned thus far in the context of how you entered this chasm in the first place. You do believe that this tunnel shaft is generally directed at that strange cliffside where the invisible wall was located, and you saw that platform that was reminiscent of Mechanus.
Oh. Oh. Okay. All right. So Max for a second is like, "Oh, I should cast haste," but then he's like, "But that doesn't make the rugs go any faster." Never mind. And
True.
he just says, "Yeah, we need to keep going that way." And he sort of just like points while holding onto the carpet. I don't know.
Okay. Excellent. Yep.
I don't know what else to do. Like,
no, the joys of like I said, joint rider conditions. That is essentially what you could do in this turn. Okay, noted. Do you want to ready anything in case of something happening, or are you good? Not a ton you can ready.
already like no, I mean like magic doesn't work against these guys. They got too much willpower, so
yeah.
no.
Okay.
I just
noted.
You know what? I'm defensive in case I get hit.
Gotcha. So you're taking
But
a
I think
defensive
AC
stance.
Yeah. I think AC just goes up or something.
It does, yep. Okay. Finry, looking at the opening widening now, is going to go, I think I can make it in that top left corner. He is going to attempt to do so. Oh, no. Overconfidence. He is able to successfully move it. But as he does so, as he lowers down, he does have to go through sort of the larger portion of the opening. So let me adjust this again. And this guy is going to get an attack of opportunity against Finry. It's going to be that's definitely going to hit. He takes 25 points of damage. Finry is looking, he doesn't want to take another one of those. You can see his arm is bruised up now. His face is a little bloodied as that massive hammer like this just slams into them. Though with that roll, he is also able to get 10 feet into the tunnel. So the doorway is completely protecting you all from this guy now. And this guy's kind of climbed up 5 feet. He would have to hop down. And the door is still, halfway opened at this moment. Madolfir is here for the ride. I'm going to go ahead and assume while he's gone, he's taking kind of a ready to action. If any of the golems try to come close, he's ready to strike back if needed. Although you'd have to get decent damage to bypass. Okay. With that, this one is going to take deference against the door. They don't seem to want to damage the door, so he's going to come back down now that you all have flown through. And he's going to start moving towards just this edge here. You guys are sort of more inward now. Oof. Problem with perspective. Ooh, excuse me. Thank you. So you guys are kind of inward here, trying to demonstrate it as best as possible. He is not able to reach you even at this edge. There's too much of doorway sort of in between, but if this door opens any further, his reach might come into play here. That is his entire turn. This one has no option but to sort of, it is intended to defend, it seems. But he can't get any closer than here. So he's kind of just lined up in queue behind this one. Unable to do anything else. At the end of that turn, the doorway does open further. It is now all but this small sliver in the bottom opened. Landry, it is back up to you. You are, 10 feet from the doorway. What are you doing?
I think we just keep going further in.
Yeah. Give me a dex check. You're trying to hit that DC 10 to move it. Okay, yep, that'll do. You guys are getting it close with those slow rolls. Yeah, you're able to move this carpet, this parasail about 60 feet inward using the entirety of your turn. Are you basically going as far into this tunnel as you can?
Yeah, just trying to create as much distance between us and the dudes.
I'm gonna move you to the corner of the map, and I'm just writing in my notes that you guys are 60 feet in. So essentially, yeah, you guys are 70 total feet in from the door portal. The map runs out of space at that point. So, Max, as Landry uses his entire turn to guide the parasail further into this utility tunnelway, what are you doing? Anything? You do see Adolphir and Finnery back further, but Finnery's been pretty good at commanding the parasail.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm back.
Excellent.
Am I still alive?
You are. Half the team is clear. The other half is just at the precipice of the door. Finnery did take a massive slam, but you guys are 10 feet in. You do, because the door is moving continuously through this turn, you are not currently in an attack of opportunity range of the golem closest. But it is Max's
Good
turn.
deal. Good deal.
So I have some cure minors, but it seems like the other two are worse off than Landry.
For sure, yeah.
So I don't think there's much I can do. I'm just gonna... I don't know. Can I assist in any way?
Essentially, when you take the position, so when you were in a defensive position, if something had gone wrong with what Landry was doing, you wouldn't have necessarily been able to do your own dex check to fix it. So you can always be on backup just for that purpose.
I'll be on backup. I'm just
okay. Cool. Sounds good. All right, back to Finnery, and as long as he doesn't roll essentially just a 1, and that's a particular mechanic of this parasail. As long as he doesn't roll that 1, you guys should be able to at least stay standing. Okay, yeah. With his dex check, he's able to get that parasail just as far as Landry just moved it. You guys are also 70 feet down this tunnelway, just kind of side by side with Landry and Max, just trailing behind. The doorway behind you see is now opened almost fully by the end of your turn. There's still that corner of it in the bottom right that has not opened up. But the golems will be able to come through that potentially. How far they will follow? Unclear. Adolphir, you are in this tunnelway with Finnery. What are you doing? Max previously looked around for any changes in this space, but right now it is straight as an arrow forward as a tunnel.
Anything other than tunnel walls that we see?
These large metal pipings that are up on the ceiling of this tunnelway that sort of surround the Whitstone lanterns. The lanterns kind of are like buzzing a little bit more than you noticed on other lanterns. They're kind of pulsing slowly. But other than that, just a super long pathway ahead.
Any of those automatons that were like up in the rafters in the tunnel leading up to the door?
No, for whatever reason, this seems completely vacated. There doesn't seem to be other entrances where you are right now for those kinds of things to have gotten in here, and it doesn't appear like there are any other. From Ambience,
okay,
right now, you don't see anything else.
Good deal. No, just be ready at a moment's notice to assist Fenry with control of the blanket. I mean, if all we see is a hallway, we know what's behind us. So let's keep moving. Let's keep moving forward. Just keep swimming.
Okay. That being the case, this front golem the back golem's going to permanently switch positions with the one that's kind of controlling it in front of it. So they're both going to start coming through the opening of the doorway. It takes them longer because it's almost like rough terrain. So they're only able to enter about 20 feet. So that's the remainder of their turn, essentially. This one is within 20 feet of the doorway, and this one is just at the precipice of the doorway now, as he was waiting for the other to get through. They do seem to be like they're following you guys.
Does this hallway seem like right now, like all we see is a hallway to the edge of our vision, or what?
Yeah, imagine you're like in a massive spaceship. That's the vibes that you're feeling, although Modal Fear wouldn't know a spaceship. Okay. But like it is just an endless, weirdly lit hallway. The shape of the tunnel is more squared out. It's not like a natural cavern with rounded corners. It clearly looks like it's constructed out and just at least a few hundred feet ahead of you of endless hallway. With that, at the end of this turn is when the doorway completely is now open. The doorway is no longer in position. Landray. Forward, you could do some spot checks to see if there's any other pathways. Beyond that, it's just kind of getting away from the golems at this point.
Yeah, and let's do a spot and listen just to take in what's going on beyond the golems.
Okay, go ahead and give me a spot. And I guess I'll listen, yeah. Okay. With that spot check, sounds, the sounds are the sounds of, it's an echoey space. There are whatever steps and movements and door grinding gears that were occurring behind you are echoing cacophonously through this tunnelway. However, you are able to narrow your field of vision as you're, controlling this paracel. You look forth and you see the slightest little kind of vertical change in lighting that indicates to you that up ahead, there's some sort of shaft that you potentially could change direction in, and it goes basically goes upward.
Is that pretty much the only thing I get a sense of? Yeah,
and it took a DC 25 to spot that from this distance. It is it's a solid 100 plus feet ahead of you still. So even in this turn, you wouldn't be able to reach that shaft. But you see it. There is something different about the roof of that spot.
I'll just say, guys, I see something up ahead that could get us out.
Okay.
Let's go. And then, move towards it.
Okay, yep, give me a dex check. And you can always fail that check, so. As long as you guys are using the flying things, you'll have to check. Okay, yeah, you're able to control the paracel towards that shaft. You are now a total of 130 feet through. You are within 50 feet of this shaft, and now Max and Landray, it becomes very obvious from just a mundane spot that both of you see it. It is a 8-foot wide, 8-foot diameter circular shaft that is going upward, and there's the piping that you were sort of following on the ceiling turns into that space also. It continues down the hallway further as well, but they do seem to be going towards upwards into the shaft.
Got it.
Okay. Max, is there anything you want to do now that Landray has pointed out that shaft about 40 or 50 feet ahead of you?
Hey, sorry about that. My internet dropped out for a second, so I lost audio.
Oh, no worries.
So,
I can hear you perfectly now.
Good.
But I didn't hear anything you were saying for about the last 30 seconds.
Yep. So Max and Landry have spotted this kind of circular 8-foot diameter shaft where all that piping is vertically going up into it now.
Yeah, I heard that. But you were getting ready to describe something as right after Landry made his skill check to move them sail closer.
They basically the definition of the shaft now is what I gave.
Okay.
Yep.
So basically, the tunnel that's sort of at a slight incline ended, right?
No, it still continues liminally for hundreds of feet ahead. This is just a break in that pattern in the ceiling now.
And it's a purely vertical shaft.
Yes, this is a vertical shaft. You can tell that now.
Giggity.
Can I
Full
do
of
like an
pipe.
engineering check or anything to figure out what the
Yeah,
purpose of the shaft is?
Yeah, you definitely could.
Okay. That's a 9.
Okay. Somewhere between the arcane and the actual engineering of this, you've seen this before with Gnomish construction and Mechanica. It reminds you of Mechanus, a lot of this stuff that you guys have ventured through, but the purpose of this conduit and the shaft, unclear. It's strange to you that this would occur other than being for some sort of like utility access. Like nobody would be walking.
It doesn't have it, like the inside of this shaft doesn't have like a ladder or any kind of like.
No. The only way that you would be able to access this is like you guys are right now, by flying.
I look at Landry and I say, I don't know. I think it's a utility shaft, but who knows?
Okay.
That's my turn. I don't.
Turn.
I'm gonna continue backup for the rug. I don't know.
Okay. Finry is going to try to play catch up with you guys just to make sure nobody falls behind. Yep, he is successful in doing that. So again, you guys are bunched up together, 130 feet from the doorway. You are starting to get pretty far away from the golems, beyond 100 feet at this point. It's unclear whether they're going to try to follow you in this exact moment. Medolfir, you do get the sense that at a minimum, the golems were coming through the tunnelway. Is there anything that you're doing to assist in any way?
I mean, it's either go back the way we came, continue forward, or go up. Correct?
Correct. These are the options. So if you want to call out something that you think is the right decision, feel free.
Well, and we still looking down the hallway in the direction we are headed, not the direction we are coming from. When we get to where the shaft goes up,
yep.
At that point, to the distance of the vision down the hallway, is there anything, any change of details?
No, from this point, it still seems like several hundred feet of straight shots, slightly inclining, kind of 25-foot squared out tunnelway. There are still pipes that lead that way, though it should be noted the pipes that came from where you just came from and turn up this vertical shaft, there's a second set of piping that comes from the other direction ahead of you and also comes up this utility shaft. They don't seem to be connected. So those pipings do continue further down the tunnelway as well.
I say we just go up. Follow Henry and Max.
Okay, noted. The golems are going to continue on their pace towards you all. They begin sprint. The first one that has made it fully through the door sprints full speed, 80 feet. So he is now within like 50 feet of you guys. You can hear his thudding footsteps coming down this tunnelway as he approaches closer, but still 50 feet away. The second one's unable to sprint because of the final sort of step through this doorway, so he's going to start being further behind. He is another sort of 30 feet behind the other one. So this front leading one is, only 50 feet away at this point, but that is as far as he can get. Landray, Manolfir has mentioned the vertical shaft. You see it ahead of you. You could just start to enter it and go vertical from where you are right now.
Oh, I thought they already went up it. I'm sorry.
No, everyone is still about 50 feet away from that opening.
So
I'm gonna get my battle axe of vanish in my hand because I can use it one-handed, and then my other free hand on the blank the carpet ready, parasail ready to help. But I mean, I don't think. Like I said, I thought they already went up it. I don't think we should just go up it blindly, stop and look up and see what you see before proceeding. Okay. And then based on threat assessment, then we decide to either go up or continue down the hall.
Okay. Max, you had a question about what you're seeing right now too?
So the pace of these golems, that if we just continued to go down this hallway, they would just catch up with us constantly, right?
No, you guys do go fast. Well, okay, if they are sprinting, yes. Yeah. If you were to, because it's a straight shot, they would eventually catch up to you sprinting because your parasails are only moving about 60 feet.
I think Max stares off it and watches this golem running, and then the little geometry and trigonometry signs appear in front of his face, and then he's like, "Yeah, we should go up."
Okay, it definitely would evade them. Yep.
Yeah. Yes, I just nod, and then we start going up.
Okay, yeah, math is not your strong suit, Landry. Go ahead and give me a dex check. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
You're able to just pull on that parasail and go vertical. You have it in a comfortable way so that, Max and you are climbing steadily where the parasail is kind of under your feet and just lifting like an elevator once you get there. So you are now in that shaft, rising about 10 feet into the shaft, as various little strange lights that encircle this circular sort of shaft way pass as you're going up. It's like a very strange elevator. That is your turn, Max. As you listen to the music coming through the elevator shaft, what are you doing?
I'm going to continue providing backup. I mean, if something happens, I need to be able to do that.
Just kind of keeping in contact. Are you kind of keeping contact with Manolfir and Finnery in that backup, you mean?
No, as backup for flying the carpet.
Gotcha. Okay.
Or the sail, whatever it is.
Yep.
But as a free action, can I continue to kind of inspect this tunnel as we go up, as I see more of it, in order to determine what its purpose is?
Yeah, you're now within reach range of these pipings that are coming up the shaftway. Are you touching or reaching out or looking at those in any way as you're lifting up?
No. What I can do, helping is like a movement, right? No.
Yes.
No, it's an action. If I take an action now, then I can't help, right?
No. As a move action with these parasails, you can be the backup. You don't have to hold your standard action for that, but you can't hold a move action.
I gotcha.
It's essentially you could use a standard action to do it.
I'd have to use my reaction.
Yeah.
To help. Okay.
Yep.
Then in that case, I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Cool. Yeah.
And just sort of like, and that lasts a while. So let me see here. Do I have a scroll of it? Nope, never mind. I don't have a scroll, so I can't do it.
Okay.
Never mind. So I'm just gonna.
I thought you had that as a cantrip.
Yeah, but I already used it. So,
gotcha.
Can I just like do a skill check to kind of keep an eye on what all the parts that we're flying past are?
Yeah, of course.
What?
Give me. You notice the fact that the arcane and the engineering of this mixed together. You tried engineering, understanding this. You could do an arcane to understand it as well. Okay, much better. Yeah, as you guys are rising through, part of this reminds you of that strange device that controlled the bridge. There were conduits coming into that as well. Those had some sort of magical energy that was transferred into the bridge magic. Something about this tells you that these are all leading similarly, to some sort of magical object. However, the scale of all of this is so much larger than what you saw at that bridgeway that, whatever this thing that it's leading to must be a special construction, something that would have taken decades to build. I would say with that check, yeah, that's what you get.
Okay. I kind of like say that as we're going. How do the golems look like they're able to climb up?
No, this vertical shaft would be impossible for them to climb up.
Okay, all right, that's my turn.
Okay. Finry is also going to try to make it into that shaftway. As the golem's getting a little too close for comfort. Ooh. He does fail to. Nothing harmful happens, but he's like, as he's trying to move it, it is unsuccessful. Holy shit. Modolfir also, as backup, you are unable to get it going. Okay, this is where it comes into play. So that golem is now 50 feet away from you. Now, the good news is that he's not going to be able to do a charge attack in this position because of the verticality of things. I'm going to say he's going to be able to get right next to you guys.
If his sprint was 80, then he can't do a charge anyway.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So he can just barely get into reach, but he has to use his double movement to get there. He is now 10 feet behind you guys. Let me make note of that. Okay. He is 10 feet behind you guys. So in the next round, if that happens again, he will be able to strike you. You guys have lost pace with Max and Lanray, who are now 60 feet ahead. And the other one is just behind him, about 30 feet. So he's about 40 feet behind. Only one of them would be able to strike you in the next turn, though. That is everybody's turns. Back up to Lanray as, you could just kind of look down the parasail and be like, no Finry or Modolfir.
That's concerning.
Keep going up.
Yeah, I guess. Do I see anything upwards? Like
you do see.
Empty...
Yeah, this
is
lighting
dex bonus really that low?
Is whose dex bonus really that low?
Both of theirs.
I mean, they rolled
I
pretty
+3, but he rolled a 3. I rolled a 4.
Yeah.
So.
They're just really bad.
No. But okay, so I gave +2 to dexterity on both of them.
Yeah, that should be in play. Let me double check.
Is it in there?
So right now, Elation is giving a 2, because otherwise Modolfir's base would be 15 and Finry's would be less. The buffer is in effect. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Yep. So Lanray, you do see that up above, there does seem to be a curvature that occurs about 50 feet up that turns this utility shaft maybe horizontally again.
I am going to hold here, and I'll just say, Max, let's wait for them to catch up, and that will just allow us to either hold the move action, or if we hear something going on, I could potentially go back down to try to help them.
You can hold a reaction to move this thing, but it wouldn't be the move action, just as a heads up. But yes, you do have, you can hold your standard.
Yeah.
Okay, Max, anything that you're doing as you notice that Finnery and Midolfi are not behind you anymore?
No, I mean, stand by to assist Lanray if needed. So.
Okay, noted. Let's see if these guys can roll crappily twice in a row. Finnery. It was on a 1 for a second. He is able to start the thing up again. Well, it's a good thing you didn't roll that 1. As the golem gets just outside of range and he's like lifting his hammer-like fist up into the air, Finnery controls the parasail, gets going, comes up the vertical shaft 10 feet. He is directly behind Max and Lanray. Max and Lanray, I will say that you're able to move this parasail 30 feet with what you've held if you wish to continue ahead further up at this point.
Yeah, let's do that.
Give me a dex check. Okay, you just barely meet the minimum necessary, so you are able to climb 30 feet. You can now see that definitely this bends about 10 or 15 feet above you. It bends and clearly becomes more horizontal as a shaft. The pipes are continuing up. That is your reaction to that. Midolfi, it is still your turn if you want to set up anything now that you are away from the golem and up this vertical shaft.
No, I want to get away from him. That's it.
Yeah, that golem essentially uses his turn to get just to the precipice of that shaft. And you can see below you, Midolfi and Lanray, that he's like staring up at an angle to where you guys entered, grumpy face and all, unable to reach where you guys have gone.
Oh, who's in need of grumpy guts?
So at this point, I'm going to say initiative is off. They have no ability to strike you. However, you guys are sort of in this vertical shaft space. To get to the horizontal portion, I will require 1 more dex, but after that, it basically becomes like a take 10 situation. I'll allow that once you guys are out of trouble's way. Whew. Okay. Yeah, that is enough for you and Max to get up into that flatter portion. What you see now is those pipes that were climbing up the walls of the shaft are now on the floor. And you guys are able to make it into that space going horizontally 20, 30 feet ahead. And just above those pipes on the ground, you're just kind of hovering through. The shaft has stayed about 8 feet diameter. So, you're kind of ducking your head a little bit, but it's okay. You're not having to squeeze or nothing. As you cruise down this tunnelway, is there anything that you guys are doing? Looking ahead?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to be trying to spot what's ahead and at some point.
Okay. Seemingly, this smaller utility tunnel now is leading the same way as the larger one down below. It seems to just be where all these various pipes are being focused. So you see another couple 100 feet of distance ahead of you. You guys can cruise down that until something changes. Let me just go ahead and do Finnery's check one last time before it becomes, just in case he gets a 1. No, he's good. Okay, so everybody is in that horizontal portion. No more dex checks to control this. It's a take 10 situation. So as you're cruising down, how far are you guys going down this utility shaft or utility tunnel at this point? Just keep going till you see some sort of end? Or are you trying to rest up or do something here?
I mean,
doesn't seem like
hurting. So
yeah. I mean, if this is a spot where we don't perceive a threat, it might not be a bad idea to take a rest.
Okay. You won't be able to rest on the parasails. You'll have to put them down and get onto the ground where the pipes are. But yeah, there's definitely some space where you guys can set up some bedrolls and take a rest here.
So there's like a temporary. Yes. So there's a small area where like a nook or something.
Yeah, I mean, there's gap between the two. There's like a set of pipes that go on each side of the floor, but there is enough gap of a couple feet that you guys could like put bedrolls in a row and rest, etc. It's big enough of a gap between them that you could fit in.
Okay.
I say yes.
Yeah, I mean, I would too. I guess my only question, I'd be looking at like Max and Finry, which to say like, are there any protections we have just in case?
I mean, I have the tiny hut still prepared, so I could do that. But yeah.
Okay.
I can do healthful rest, and I can do some cures before we lay down.
Okay. I gotta create a macro that does like unload your remaining health spells.
Here. Oh my god! All right, I rolled a 1.
Yeah, that's
for
bad.
minor. Oh no, that's minor wounds. So it's always
Yeah,
one.
minor's always.
All right,
one.
so I'll give that 3 times. Here, I'll roll that 3 times for Medolfir.
Okay, Medolfir, go ahead and add +3 to your health.
And then a +5 for Finray.
Okay, I'll add that.
And I mean, Finray's still the worst off, so I'm going to give another one to Finray, +10.
Yep, he's getting better.
Um,
Henry's not doing too great either.
Yeah, but and then
I do have a potion of cure moderate wounds that I'll drink.
Okay.
And then who are the 2 people that want the healthful rest?
With the cure moderate wounds, hold on, let's see. 2d8 +5 is what it's going to be. So roll me 2d8, Landry. Okay.
I added the plus
best
5.
and the worst.
Yep.
So +14. So Landry is okay. He's definitely doing better off.
Yeah, so the healthful rest is going to go to Medolfir and
Okay.
so they're the
And
ones
we'll
that
sleep.
add the extra.
And we'll
Yep.
sleep on separate shifts. That way, each of us can use the sleeping bag.
Okay. Yep. Okay, so go ahead and use the helpful rest spell, Max, just so it's off your list, just in case something pops up in the middle of the night.
Sure.
Or in the middle of the rest. Okay. Okay, so both of them. So who's taking watches?
I'll do first watch.
Okay, first watch, Max. Who else?
I'll do first watch
Okay.
Okay.
So
with
Landry
Max.
and Finry.
Yeah.
Landry and Finry will rest first.
So Finray's going to get triple heal, right?
Yeah,
From sleep.
Finry will.
healthful rest, sleeping bag, and regular rest. Yep.
Okay. So, what I need is either Medolfir or Max. One of you say I, and roll a 1d100.
I'll do.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
I gotta look up my spreadsheet here.
Low. It's not the 90s.
Okay. As Lanray and Finray start to take rest, Finray's tucked into that magical bed rest. Max and Medolfir, there are moments when the piping adjacent to you almost feels like it's giving off a heat and dissipates every few minutes or so. And you can hear now that you're focused here the sound of moving water within those pipeways. As you look down each direction of this tunnelway, You get the sense that the only kind of beings that would be able to sort of fit in this are of your scale. Anything bigger than that would really have trouble in this space. Down below, through the various echoes that happen down back to the shaft behind you, you do hear the movements of not stone on stone like you heard with the golems, but the sound of rolling metal, the sounds that you remember from those gyroscopic eyeball mechanica.
Yes.
But nothing comes through this utility corridor. I need both of you, as you hear those sounds, what is your reaction to hearing those sounds in the moment? Are you guys doing anything different on your watches when you hear those sounds?
Look down both ways of the tunnel just to see if we see any movement.
Okay.
At least that's what Medelfer do.
Okay. Are you walking around to go see back down that shaft or anything like that?
No, I'm going to stay within the tiny hut.
Okay.
Tiny Hut's not up yet.
Do you want to have Tiny Hut? I guess I should have asked.
I was gonna do that when I rest.
Noted. Okay.
Okay, so.
Because that one doesn't last as long. It's only like...
Yeah.
Well, no. Actually, you know what? It's 2 hours per level, which is that's like 18 hours. I would have cast it.
Okay.
If I knew this.
So you guys are inside the hut. You can see outside of it, but yeah, if you move outside of it, you would not be able to come back into it.
If I move out of it, the tiny hut doesn't.
Correct. Yeah.
Anybody else can come in and out.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah, part of my party. Other people can come.
Ah, okay. So you could leave the hut, Medolfir, to see if there's anything at that shaft.
Yeah, but then I would be visible.
Yeah, for sure. So,
And I know that because we've used it enough. So, yeah.
Okay. You hold.
I don't want to attract attention by moving or being in a position where I'm seen. So.
Noted. Yeah. I mean, you guys hold watch as eventually Lanray, with his elvish, abilities, does awaken. Lanray, you can return back 11 HD, HP, given your level.
Yep.
So you should be at full now, basically.
I am.
Will Finnery get 33?
And Finnery is still asleep at this exact moment when Lanray wakes up, because he has to take longer rest. Yeah, so...
How many hours has it been?
It's been about 2 or 3 hours at this point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You guys have gotten a pattern going now of listening. And it feels like, I mean, you can kind of count off the time between those kinds of rolling noises. And it is very almost on schedule when you hear those sounds. It's hard to estimate exactly how much time goes through, but you think it's, every like 5 or 6 minutes that sound occurs and then fades away. Doppler effect kind of gets louder and then softer.
Is it always from below?
It's always from back where you came, for sure.
So down the shaft.
Yeah, back down the shaft where you came through is definitely where the sound is coming. Time continues to pass, and eventually nothing approaches that you can see down the shaft. You are able to see outside the tiny hut, I believe, from within it.
So when Lanry wakes up because he doesn't need as much sleep, I'll go ahead at that point and start resting just to minimize the total amount of time we need to spend here. Right?
Okay, sure. Okay, so you're back. You're
I gotta wait. I gotta wait for Fenry anyway, so I can get to sleeping back. Never mind.
Yep. So eventually, he does arise, having rested much better than otherwise with the spell and the sleeping mat. He gets back 33 health. he's a lot closer to full, but he's not at full health. Medolfir, he kind of comes up to you and says, "Thanks for the sleeping bag."
Absolutely. This was a great investment.
Indeed. So, Medolfir, you are able to now be the only person taking rest with... I guess Max also needs to take rest now. Yeah. Do you guys
let me know when I can hit the rest button.
Explain the rhythmic pattern of movement that we've been listening to.
Okay. You do so. Lanray is also aware of it at this point, so him and Finray are aware of it and will continue to listen for it as you all set up to rest yourselves. I will... Lanray, go ahead and roll me a 1d100, please. Okay. As you all take watch between you and Finray, the sounds continue, that rhythmic sound, and it doesn't change pattern. Your focus is like, is it ever getting closer or more, do you see anything outside in the actual visual range that you have? And nothing changes with that. But that pattern of every 5 or 6 minutes, that rolling metal sound does continue all the way through several hours as you hold steady and focus on it each time it passes. Max, you may hit the rest button now so you can regain all your spells. Everybody else who's used spells may recapture them. And Medolfir, you do get back your 33 health as well.
I'm going to go ahead and also hit the rest button because I think I raged, and so that'll restore my rage.
It will, yeah.
Okay. But that gives, I need to add 22 more, so 77. Okay.
Yep. And given the stacking of your watching, I think at this point the tiny hut would be just about nearing its end.
I think I have 2 hours extra. It's 19 hours.
Oh, yeah. And if it's 19 hours, then yes.
Or no, it's 18 hours.
18 hours, yeah. 2 hours, actually, yes. You're right. But you can always dismiss it if you're ready to go on. As you guys are all awake now, preparing. Max, obviously, you have to spend time to prepare your spells.
Mm-hmm.
The utility way is ahead of you. It's really a pain in the ass to drag the parasails behind you because they're so heavy. So are you guys just continuing to try to use them to go down the tunnelway?
Might as well.
Okay. Yeah, it's a mundane check at this point. We're basically taking 10. You all proceed down.
I think you can take the elation off of.
Thank you. Yes, I will I wish there was an apply buff button.
Sounds like a macro.
I know, right? Yeah. Remove all buffs. Okay. As you guys continue down this utility corridor, Max, you do have your detect magic back, as does Medolfir in this moment. Are you guys using that in any way? I only ask because you raised questions.
Yeah, I suspect that there's gonna be more interesting stuff to look at. It doesn't last that long, so
no, it doesn't. Yeah,
I'm holding mine back until there's like more than just a hallway.
Yep. Okay. Eventually.
And like the tech magic doesn't give that precise information anyway. No.
True. Yep. It's not like identified. Eventually, you all continue down this hallway until the pipes once again turn vertical into now a smaller shaft.
Oh, GM.
This shaft, yeah.
Sorry. Before we get further away from the sleep cycle we just had, that we have like unidentified objects in the bag of holding. There's 3 identical daggers that have a question mark on them. Can I cast Identify during the resting cycle and figure out what those are?
Yeah, so you would have had an Identify previously before you rested, I assume.
Yeah, I did, and it wasn't used. So.
Okay.
Okay,
now
you want to hit the button and then charge it back up, or what?
let me see now.
I have the pearl, so I can.
Yeah, I mean, I'm only trying to determine something, so I don't want to steal you of a thing. You haven't identified these, but there's nothing that tells you that they are of a quality that makes you think they're magical. Just as a heads up. So do you still want to try to use identify on it?
I thought we did appraise on them before, and we realized they were real good.
Now, these daggers, you do not believe there's anything special about these 3 daggers.
Okay.
Let me double check.
How come they have question mark then?
Yeah, I think that.
And the box and the jar of goo.
Yeah, the daggers are not special. There are other items that, like the goo, that does look like it is of some sort of alchemical, magical capability, as well as the box. So the daggers were just a mistake.
I would do then. I would have done the box then.
Okay, yeah. You can definitely do that. So you do determine what this is. Is there a check against that? No?
No.
No, yeah, it's automatic. Yeah, you do determine that this is some sort of phylactery.
Okay.
It is a phylactery of faithfulness, which is able to, well, the description is there. The wearer of this phylactery is able to affect his, or is aware of any action that might affect his alignment. He also is able to acquire this information prior to performing such an action or becoming associated. So it kind of gives you like a heads up if you're a religious being of like, you're about to do something that's going to piss off your god. It is quite valuable. You believe it to be worth 1,000 gold to the right kind of buyer.
Yeah. What body spot does it take up?
Man, good question. It
Forehead?
appears, yeah, forehead. Since it's it's attached to like a leather cord. It's a small box, almost like a jewel box size.
Yeah, I already have a headband on. Does anybody want to wear this? Is alignment super important to any of you guys?
Dark Finry is just kind of shakes his head. Is like, no, I've moved beyond that issue in my life.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm already wearing something in my head slot, and I don't really think that would do much. Anyway.
Okay.
I think like Landray's the only one that has any impact from it, but he's.
But I also have a headband on, so
yeah.
Okay. Yep. It stays in the bag of holding. All right, that's it. Sorry.
It'd be really good for like a paladin. Okay.
Yeah. Or we know what it is, so if we want to sell it, we can make it. We don't lose out on cash.
Hey, question, and this may be a bit of a retcon. That parapet of wound closure, technically speaking, is that something that we could have worn while sleeping to add an extra 11 healing?
Hold on, I'm triple checking here. No, that's not what it does. If you read, basically, like what this does is if you're taken down during combat, instead of going to immediately down to -1, it would give you back the ability to go back to 0 once.
Right, but the second sentence doubles the wearer's normal rate of healing.
Yeah. Yes, somebody who would essentially use that could have been healing. I'd allow a retcon if somebody has a neck space available that they're not otherwise using.
Well, I mean, like for purpose of sleeping, right? Is like we could put the necklace on, get in the sleeping bag, have max a spell, and then get 44 hit points for.
Oh,
for
that
resting?
wouldn't stack. So I would not allow double stacking. Right now, the helpful rest I'm allowing stacking with the bag, but that wouldn't.
No. No, the rules specifically say when there's double, it's double the original, right? So it doesn't multiply. Like it's not 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. It's double your original added, and that should stack.
That should stack? That's weird.
Yeah, because they're not typed. this is not a typed effect. It's not like you're getting an enchantment bonus, you know? It's just saying you double the rate.
Which would double the 11 just from resting, is what I mean.
Yeah, just from your original. Like, the multipliers, like, there's rules about, like, if it's not a distance or time, and it, you know, and you're doubling, like, magical effects or whatever, it's doubling the original, so you add the amount appropriate from the original. So, like, it should, that should be 44.
Okay, Finry would not change out his necklace. The necklace he wears is vitally critical to his feeling safe. So I wouldn't say Finry would be able to use it. Adolfir, do you have a neck space open?
I do. Well, no, I don't have it open. I wear a whatchamacallit?
Your cowl is technically a head.
Yeah, okay. Oh shit, I don't have a neck slot item.
You should just be wearing it all the time, especially since that item is very specific for Barbarian, right? It like makes it so you can't go below 0 once at least.
It's pretty good considering what happens to you when you go below 0.
Yeah.
I was always thinking that the cowl, because it kind of straight around the neck, counted as a neck item, but it doesn't. It counts as a head item.
Yeah. That's why we got that slot column there.
So you wanted to be wearing the periap?
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm not going to take it off now unless somebody else wants it.
Yeah, okay. It is on you and equipped. So you can go ahead and I will retcon that to say that you would have realized that in this rest, having given a moment of not being in immediate danger. So you can add another 11. It'll be another 11.
Right.
Yeah.
I did it. I'm at 88 now.
And I remember when we identified that item, I actually was like, "Hey, Madolfir, you should wear this," but he was like, "No, I'm wearing."
Well, that's what I was thinking. The cowl was a neck item thing. That's why I didn't. Yeah. That's why I didn't think. That's why I was like, "Nah, it won't do me any good."
So
can we say Max snuck it onto Madolfir, right when Madolfir was going to sleep?
Okay, sure. It's like mother knows best. Like, nah,
yeah, exactly.
This will be better for you.
You okay with that, Madolfir?
Oh, there is something. When you cast that Identify at rest, is that just on one item, or is that a period of time?
Yeah, I only have a 1 prep, so I can only do it once. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Did you have something in your inventory that I can't see?
Well, there's something I have in my inventory called the Ruby of Sierra, but it's unidentified.
Right. That's the ruby that you guys picked up in the upper levels of this cavern system.
I mean, I'll ask you next time that I have identified prepped at rest time.
Yeah, we came across it when we were in the Upside Down.
Yep.
I see. Okay.
So, further down this shaft, you do see that this comes to an end. It just vertically climbs now. A dead end appears, and all the pipes go vertically up. For the first time, you actually see a ladder going vertically up. As you look up this much smaller shaft, about 4 feet diameter, clear, you do see at the very top there's some sort of lid to this shaft, about 25 feet above you. The lights also become much dimmer as there's no actual lights within the vertical part here. So the only light that you see is coming from this utility tunnel that you're currently in as you look up this shaft. The ladder, the rungs are like what you would see in a child's playset or jungle gym. They're much smaller than a full-grown adult's ladder rung, maybe for gnomes or something like that. Yeah, it's a 25-foot climb. It's tight, but none of you have to squeeze to go up it. What are you guys doing? The parasails are not going to fit in unless you roll them up, though. And they become quite heavy if you do so.
Well, we need to take them with us, so we'll roll it up. And I guess How much did you say they weighed by themselves? Just dead weight?
Yeah, I believe they're each 500 pounds each.
Ooh.
They're
We
big,
don't have space.
right?
We don't have space.
Like if you were to somehow like create some sort of a pulley system and rope, you might be able to lift it from once you get maybe to the top of whatever this is. But otherwise,
Does a potion of levitate help, or does weight still matter with that?
Ooh.
I think potion has to be drunk, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's not an oil. It's not like an oil of weightlessness or something.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think the potion of levitate would assist in this. You know what? It does say an object though. In the base spell.
Yeah.
Because of the cost impact of it, I would allow you to apply that potion as an oil onto one of these and move it up and down. The main level of that would allow up to 300 pounds based on the lowest level it would take to make a potion of levitate. So you would still have to it would be like buoyant, but it wouldn't necessarily be weightless. Certainly a lot easier, and it would only apply to one of them.
Here's an idea. Can we take a little a beat here to look around to find like a hidey hole to shove them into?
Yeah, for sure. As you look down back where you came from, the pipes have like a little bit of a crevice underneath them that if you rolled these up tightly against it, you could kind of cram them between the wall of this utility pathway that you came down and the pipe itself. It would be difficult for somebody to spot that out of everything hidden in.
Do you guys feel okay with just leaving you here in like a spot that we could maybe return to if we wanted to escape and use it to go back down the shaft or whatever?
Yeah, I'm okay with that because I kind of want to see what's up, but I don't know if we want to continue up. So at least for now to leave them there to go poke our heads on what's at the top of this shaft.
Finry is hesitant to release. He's like, but we're gonna be airship pirates. I don't want to let it go. But
we have rope. Do we want to try to make some sort of a lit? I mean, how far up is the ladder that we're dealing with here?
It's 25 feet of vertical shaft until it hits some sort of like manhole lid to the top of it. Whether there's something to brace or use as a pulley above that is unclear until you get up there, obviously.
Yeah, let's investigate first, and then we can come up with a plan to get them up there if indeed we find that we're going to continue on up or whatever is above that. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Finry's
Let's go see what we're dealing with first.
Yeah.
Okay. Climbing up this ladder is anyone could do it. Essentially, the hole is of such a small length that even if you were to slip, you could lean back and catch yourself. So you guys climb up. Who's leading the way at the front of that climb up, or are some of you staying behind?
Medolfer will go first if nobody else has a reason why someone else is a better fit.
Max wants to go first.
There you go.
Okay.
Everybody just smiles at
Max. Are you fighting Medolfer to be the front of the line?
He's gonna like pretend like he won the argument without doing it.
I'm gonna say might is right in this scenario, and Medolfer is able to edge you out to be in front of you.
Well, no, I mean, if he wants to, I'm not saying like I'm insistent on being first. I'm just like,
Max to go ahead of you.
Yeah. If he wants to go ahead of me, go ahead of me.
Max goes first.
Test.
I'm not going to die with the trap that's on the door.
I don't think GM can hear us. Can you hear us?
Hello, GM.
GM, can you hear us?
Oop. Okay, now I can
hear
Can you hear
you.
me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. Somehow my mic got disconnected. So Medolfer, are you fighting Max to go first, or are you letting him go first?
No, if Max wants to spring the trap on the door, he's more than welcome to do something.
Cool.
Yeah, Max totally wants to. Yeah.
Okay. As you climb up, you do reach that It's like a hatch. It's not heavy at all. You're able to press it, and it does come loose. Are you doing so?
He's going to go ahead.
Don't waffle now. Don't waffle now.
Oh, no. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm wondering if there's any kind of a trick I can. And sure. I don't think there is. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it.
Okay. As you open up this lid, you look into a room. There's right where you are. Actually, you know what?
You know what? I do put away the twig before I open. So there's no light coming from the latch being opened or whatever.
Okay, that's fair. Let me place you on this map.
Okay.
As you come through. Ooh, for some reason it logged me out. Okay.
Oh, that is the most pathetic howl I have ever heard in my life.
Oh yeah, that's my sad puppy. He wants to be in this room so bad. Except he barks at everything that walks by the window, so it would be very difficult to listen. Okay, sorry. I had to reset that, Max. So, what you see...
So I'm imagining, like, the little latch on the ground comes up, and I'm just, like, looking through the crack, right?
Yeah, exactly. So let me pull you to the scene. Let me pull the cameraman.
Is it all gold?
What you see is a room with 4 different pools of strange colored water in each corner. At the center of the room is some sort of large circular device that has what looks almost like a control panel to it. And I can show you, and I would say you would be able to describe this to everybody. So it looks kind of like this. Show to... Nope, I don't mean to do that. Why do I show just this? There we go. Show image to everyone. Okay, so you see sort of like this strange control. Once again, another dial with strange symbols on it in this room that has strange, like this weird light coming from the 4 corners. There's a pool of water in each corner. And there is only one entrance and exit other than this hole that you've just come through, and it is in the southern wall face.
Okay, so there's this there's a mechanism in the middle of the room here, right?
Yep.
And this is the thing that looks like the picture?
Yes.
Okay, is there pipes coming off of it that go down into the pools?
Excellent question. The pipes that you have followed up turn out of this shaft into the waterway itself. You do not notice any pipes going into the central device. If they are fed into it, it must be underneath the stone and up under it. But you do see the piping all over the place in these 4 pools of water.
Okay, do I see anything like maybe overhead that we as a brace for ropes?
You look up and you see various kind of mechanisms, and the room is built almost like a strange laboratory of sorts. You do see places where you could put a rope around, you could, cinch it, you could put a knot in it. Yeah, there's plenty of those.
No, but specifically I'm looking
directly above.
No, I'm looking for something that's strong enough for us to counter, to use as a pulley for the rope to pull the sails up.
Sure, yeah. I mean, this stuff looks like it's metal embedded in stone. So you think that it could carry the weight of 500 pounds.
Okay. In my field of view anyway, I don't see any things that could potentially be constructs or anything like that.
In this room, in the immediacy, no. There's nothing obvious that would be.
All right. I very slowly close the latch.
Okay.
As I lower my head, and I say, okay, so there seems to be some places we could attach ropes and pull the sails up. Do you guys want to try that? Do you want to set it up and then take the rope with us and then pull them up together?
I'll say let's investigate the room a little bit more because on cursory look, you didn't note if there's any exits or anything. So
there's one exit.
Oh, is there? I'm sorry,
yeah,
I must have missed that.
It's okay. Max skipped over that when he was describing the room to you. But yeah, I say, sorry. There's an exit, like to the right, on the opposite side of the room from the hatch that I came up from. So, and there's like a mechanism in the middle of the room. I don't know what that is. We'll have to figure that out. But I figured if we, so right at the top of this hatch, like we're basically coming into a small pool.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna have to climb on some pipes and stuff to get onto the main platforms away from this hatch that we're coming up through. So that's why I was thinking if we tie at least the sails up and then take the rope with us, we could just sort of attach it to one of the pipes or something while we're looking around, and then when we're ready, we can actually set up a pulley system and all that. What do you think?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
like
I think
I'm a fan.
I think we got 300 feet of rope in the.
Even a 50-foot length would be enough to get some sort of little pulley set up up above you, and then a knot on the because it's only a 25-foot long shaft.
Okay. Well, we have 300 feet, so yeah, we'll use that. Okay. Does somebody need to do a roller, or are we good?
I would say either a use rope or knowledge engineering, just to see how easy you make it for lifting.
I can do the
Your knowledge engineering is a lot better than my user up skills. So
my knowledge engineering is +8.
I mean, Landry could use rope also to help.
I mean, I got user up, but I'm +2, so I'm just saying you got the better modifier.
Yeah, my use rope is +7, so I think +8 is still. There we go.
Yeah, go for it. With that check, I mean, Max, you basically you don't create any kind of pulley or anything with that check. You are able to somewhat brace it so you can lift. It's going to take some manpower. You're gonna feel the full effect of 500 pounds being lifted.
Oh, I was thinking I'm kind of giving knowledge by being those are here's a good place for it to go.
I'll allow that. So
I don't think I'm
later,
actually doing this stuff.
Then later, use rope to see how you. That's going to basically give you a +2 on your use rope now, Landry. Okay, Landry, as you kind of set up the knot, the one thing you do is you run the rope through the rolled up parasail and then tie it into a knot around it, and you help balance it while you're raising it so that when it turns vertical, it doesn't just keep coming loose and hitting the wall. So it's going to help in that way. It is going to still be using a lot of weight at the top. You didn't get any assistance in how to make it any easier to lift. So as you guys go and you put the rope over the metal piece at the top, you will be able to pull it. All four of you will kind of tug of war lift it out. Okay, yeah. Medolfir with that check. I will say, it takes you guys. It will only take 2 people with Medolfir's strength as good as that to lift the 500 pounds, because Medolfir by yourself can drag pretty close to 500 pounds, I believe.
Yeah, my heavy load is 520.
Max, the complete opposite of that.
That tracks. That tracks for sure.
Landry, can you give me another strength check?
Max kind of leans on the rope and he's like, eh.
Yeah, that's definitely it. I mean, you literally just had to get above a 5 to be any assistance additional to lift the rugs up, the parasails up. So you do get the parasail up. It is dangling you and Landray are pulling Manolfir, and it is up above the manhole lid. Finry has come out, and he's found his way, climbed across a pipe. There's like a 6-inch wide pipe that you can go against the wall and get over to the space. Let me pull all of you in here so you can see what this room looks like. So Finry's going to be positioned right there. I'll say Landray and Manolfir, you followed Finry's suit over. Max, you can position where you want to. Finry has basically showed you the way of getting over there. And I'll just activate this now.
Is there 2 of me right now?
Oops. I don't know how that happened. There we go. Now there's 1. So, yeah, you guys have the rug up in the air. Landray and Manolfir, you're using your strength currently just to hold it up unless you want to tie this end of rope off so that you don't have to do that. Otherwise, you guys have to figure out a way now to, like, pull the parasail over to you. You're using up about a minute or so here to figure this out.
Did we come in at the thing in the center?
You came in through this port right here. The thing in the center is that strange control panel that I...
Okay.
So are the sails suspended right now above this hatch?
Yeah, one of the sails is suspended over the hatch. The other one is ready to be tied up once somebody goes back down and ties it up and does the same thing.
Okay. Can before Max comes over, like he was the last one to come across anyway.
Yeah.
Can he stay here? And then one of the guys is gonna say like, "Hey, throw the very end of the rope to me."
Okay, yeah. With 3 people over here and only 2 of them being, holding an intention, yeah, Finry could definitely take the rest of the rope and throw it over, which he does.
And Max takes that end and wraps it around the rope that is holding the vertical rope, right?
Okay.
And then throws it back.
Okay, yeah, I get what you're doing. You're creating a way for them to pull it closer over to you by loosening the other rope slowly.
Well, no, not loosening, but being able to maybe apply a horizontal force to bring it closer, maybe? I don't know.
Okay, yeah. Finry receives back that rope and is like tugging on it, and it doesn't take much to move it horizontally, obviously. I mean, it's not like it's a weight issue, so he pulls it, and it is able to swing. It starts swinging left and right as he pulls on it like a bell in a bell tower, right? So Max, it is swinging and coming sort of close to you. You try to catch it in some way and telling them to release the rope as it swings.
Yeah, that's the idea. Was once it's
hilarious.
Once it's like once that pendulum is enough to like get it onto the platform we're on.
Yep.
And they can just like
release the top rope and let it fall.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yep.
If I may make a suggestion, you move so that it doesn't land on something.
Yeah. Finray too, I would say. Finray.
Yeah.
I like put my hand on Finray, lightly tug on him backward.
Okay, I'm gonna treat this almost like a mechanical trap, right? You're trying to time this. I'm gonna say, give me you're basically gonna tell them when to release, and to do so, you're using knowledge again. Give me a knowledge. I guess it's engineering again. Give me one more knowledge engineering to know when to release that rope to time it. So, okay,
for the average,
you're fine. Yeah, it's not the cleanest landing.
This is a trap on the first world in Mario World. Not like, it's not Bowser. Gotcha.
As it's swinging back and forth, you're like, ready. And then as soon as Finry pulls it that final time, you tell Manolfir and Landray to release. They do so, and the carpet lands awkwardly, but safe enough onto this 15-foot wide platform that it is not in one of the pools or anything like that. So you guys have done one parasail now. As you are pretty winded. I mean, Landray and Manolfir, you guys used up a lot of strength and energy doing that. So, you could use a breather for a moment.
Well, we need to look around in this room anyway now.
Yeah.
So why don't we take a breather while we kind of look around, repeat it if we feel like later.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll play for a few more moments here, and maybe we'll figure out the second parasail after some search and description here in this room. The main focus of this room is this strange control device at the center with a dial, and these 4 pools of water. There's an entrance at the bottom if anybody wants to go look through that as well.
Can I just sort of do a general arcana knowledge? And maybe even an alchemy, I'm not sure, because like pools of water, I'm like, is this alchemical in any way?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Sure.
Your call.
All right, I think it's arcana in this moment. So as you look at the pools...
Okay. Same bonus, so it doesn't matter.
There's something unusual and unnatural about these pools of water, almost like the waters that you find in a portal, like the one that you went through to get to the outer planes from the temple in Alajo. They seem like they're imbued with some sort of planar magic, just from looking through it. I mean, it's a disturbing, almost like mirror-like sheen as you look at it from strange angles, like you can see through the water itself to some other place. What's everybody else sort of focused on as they investigate? Finry goes directly to the dial and yells out to the rest of you, it's more gnomish letters and numbers.
What's on the walls here to the east and west compass points?
A Whitstone lantern that lights the room, some sort of strange, like, gear-like objects that are on the walls themselves, a series of those same kinds of pipes that lead from one pool up the wall, across and down. It's just a lot of mechanism, but there's no openings in them.
And then you say there's a door on the south compass point wall, right?
Yep, exactly, yep. So Landry and while Max is investigating sort of the pools themselves and what they might be, what is Landry and Madolfir investigating?
I'm going to put my ear up to the door and give a listen check.
Oh, sorry, it's not even a door, it's just a passageway. It's a rather large passageway that goes outside.
Oh, so it's open.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to slowly approach it just to, see what comes into field of view as I'm getting closer to it. What is down that way?
What you see outside is a large space, 50 feet by 50 of a pool of similarly colored water outside. It is underneath that large platform. As you look out, you see this crazy metal constructed platform above you, with various columns that hold it up above that pool. And there are stone walls that enwrap the whole thing, almost like a step pool you would see in India, where there's like various steps that eventually lead to the top of it, but through sort of a back and forth pattern. That all sort of contains this water. The walls of this thing is like 30 feet until it leads to those staircases. And then you see metal grates and catwalks that connect over to the platform above you. Whatever this is sized as such to be a pool of water for very, like a large scale compared to the room you just came out of.
Is this area like enclosed, or is it kind of open up?
It's open.
Like
You can see the original cavern that you came into this underground city. Above again, you can see some of those things that you saw. The cone that's coming from the ceiling far off in the distance. You can see those things from where you're standing. It is open air.
Does anything that I'm seeing in front of me out there look like, from this angle, look like anything we saw when we were trying to get into the barrier?
Yeah, this is the other side of the barrier for sure. You see the platform. From underneath, you see that metal barrier now that you saw when you were flying towards that. The metal platform, I mean.
I'm going to call back. Guys, we're in the thing that was behind the platform, or behind the barrier.
Okay, you do so. Lanray. You see Finray sort of looking at the dial, and he looks over to you, Lanray, and he says, I'm trying the letters and numbers that we used before on the door, but it's not working. I don't know what it's trying to. I don't know what number and letter set to use.
I'll go over closer to him and just see what he's trying to see what he's looking at and help him.
Okay. Yeah,
I pull out the copy of the codes of the entire tunnel system that we saw.
You talking about outside when you guys entered the whole cave system?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the numbers and letters he's using, and he's like, okay, let me see that. And he's putting it in, he's like, that's not working for some reason. Is there some other numbers or letters that we have?
Did we come across something, guys?
It's like, Max,
I feel like we did. I feel like we came across something else.
I'm trying to remember.
I would allow an intelligence check. If player doesn't remember, the character might with a DC 15. Flat intelligence check.
Okay.
It's a one-time check. Max, you do not. Adolfir, you do not. Lanray, you try? Holy moly. All right, there's one person left. Otherwise, nope. Only the player is going to figure out. Finry figures it out. You got a 16. He looks over to you, Max, and says, when we killed Ivandir, didn't he have some sort of journal or something on him that had letters and numbers in it?
Max says, yeah, generally journals have letters in them in some form. Yes.
He's like, no. In the back of the journal, there was some sort of list of numbers and letters.
Sure.
And
Max roots through the bag of holding and pulls out the journal, and he says, "Here. Oh, hold on. Did I actually spent time researching the freaking thing? Didn't I?"
Yeah,
you
did.
Freaking hell! All right, now that he says it, like I'm like, oh, hold on, and he flips to like this page that has.
I think it's written in there too.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It is, but the context isn't about this place. It's like
No.
he says, this is the only part that I saw letters and numbers. I don't know if it's related to this at all. And I hand it over, like off the correct page.
Okay, you hand it over to Finry, and Finry's like, okay, I will attempt this. And he starts turning the dials in the combination of letters and numbers that is given. You start hearing a click sound as Finry's like, that did something. And then he turns it to the next set. That's doing something. He gets through about half the letters as he's doing it. He's like, should I finish it off and see what happens?
Hey, hold on before he does that. We made some notes about passages. Actually, I think this is Flickerwisp that did it. There's notes. Like if you open up the notes of the Journal of Ivandir, read that passage. Like Medolfer wouldn't know this, of course, because it's words, but I'm just pointing out that
Flickerwisp would have told you what he was doing. Yeah.
The Flickerwisp
the context
passage
around it, though.
It says most of what is read. It says a map of the unseen lands from a half-orc. After having left the borderlands, it goes on to indicate the journey would be with the half-orc down to the inlet and eventually to the flotilla as part of the exchange for the map. I don't know. Anyway, I know that half-orc is the what's his face? The guy that killed Finry 1.0. I forget his name.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that has anything to do with this.
So as Finray says, he's going to continue, and that it might be final. Say we're going to get the second sail up.
Okay.
This might start something that maybe becomes a problem, right?
Okay. So I guess we'll hold on session here. Maybe Finry will get to enjoy that, whatever happens. I will say that you guys are able to repeat the process of bringing the the other parasail up with the rope. It takes about 10 minutes in doing so. Nothing has approached this space. You guys seem to be the only ones who have stepped. I mean, there's a thick, like, cavern rock dust that as you step, your steps are leaving like this little footprint everywhere you go. So nothing has been in this space for a while. And we'll figure out what the heck the dial does, I guess, next session.
Sweet.
All right, guys. Have a good rest of your weekend. Don't build any sheds.
Okay.
All right.
Good
Bye, guys.
guys.
All right, guys. Have a good one.